Hey guys, Timmy here, and welcome back to another episode of Underdog. And in today's episode, we're going to be going over the Hemlok BFR assault rifle in Titanfall. Now, the Hemlok BFR is a different weapon compared to the other assault rifles in Titanfall. It bridges the gap between the R101C, which is a fully automatic assault rifle, and the G2A4, which is more of a single shot, longer range kind of rifle, because the Hemlok BFR is actually a burst fire rifle, making it really good for more medium range combat. And that's really where it excels most, because in closer range combat you're not going to do as well as, say, at using a R101C compared to long range combat, where you're better off with, say, a longbow DMR or a G2A4. So the Hemlok BFR is definitely the best at medium range. Now, the damage for the Hemlok BFR is 60 maximum damage that drops down to a 45 minimum damage, making it a 4 to 5 shot kill. But since the Hemlok BFR fires in bursts, it will take you at least 2 bursts to get someone. Now, it may seem like those 2 bursts will be a little bit of a nuisance in closer range. That's why I suggest not using the Hemlok BFR in closer range. With the recoil of the weapon as well, you definitely want to keep it at medium range combat, where your damage is still pretty high. You're still going to have that 60 damage and be able to take someone out in 2 bursts, or even 1 burst if you can get a headshot in there. And you definitely want to keep it. I mean, the damage is not too bad for a burst rifle. At medium range, like I said, it's the best thing. Now, when it drops off to 45, that's still 2 bursts, but your target might be able to get away from you, and that's really the problem. So you definitely want to keep it mid-range combat, keep it kind of close but not super close, but the damage is still pretty good for it. Like I said, it's not as high or as good as the fully automatic rifles or the semi-automatic rifles, but it's still pretty good for a burst rifle. Now, the rate of fire for the Hemlok BFR is interesting. Like I said, it is a burst fire rifle, but the rate of fire of the burst is actually pretty quick at 930 rounds per minute. That is faster than, that's just as almost as fast as the R97 SMG. It's faster than the R101C. It's a really fast burst, but there is some burst delay, so you're gonna have a problem in closer range using the Hemlok BFR compared to, say, other guns, because of the burst delay and that it fires in a burst. So medium range combat, it is the best, so you can account for that burst delay and accurately get your shots on target. Now, the reload time for the Hemlok BFR, it's not too bad. 2 seconds with bullets still in the magazine, 3 seconds with no bullets in the magazine. Kind of slow compared to, say, the R101C, but then again, you can use the quick reload kit, which I love to use. Definitely cuts down on the reload times, and it's not that bad, so definitely use the quick reload kit. But like I said, you're going to be in medium range combat. You're not going to really have to worry too much about reload, so using the quick reload kit or the reload time, it's not too bad. You'll be fine. It's not really bad at all. Now, the magazine size for the Hemlok BFR, it is 24 rounds because it fires 3-round bursts. That's about 8 bursts in a magazine. You could use extended mag, which actually brings it up to 30 rounds, making it 10 bursts. So rate of magazine size, it's not too bad. I mean, with the rate of fire of the burst, can seem it goes by a little bit quick, but the magazine size is fine for what it is. It's not as big as, say, the R97 SMG, which has 40 rounds, but it's still pretty decent for a burst fire gun. Now, the loadout that I suggest for the Hemlok BFR is kind of suggested. There's 3 optics that you could use for the Hemlok BFR. There's the HCOG sight, the hollow sight, and the AOG sight. Now, I love using the HCOG, that's why I'm going to suggest it. Really, this gun is perfect with any sight. Just use whatever you want. I mean, you're going to want to use it in medium range combat. I think the HCOG is more than enough, but if you want to use the hollow sight because you need a little bit more zoom, go right ahead. But I still like using the HCOG. I think the AOG is a bit too much zoom for the rifle, so I don't suggest using it. But if you want to use the AOG sight, go right ahead. I just think it has too much zoom. Now, the mods for the Hemlok BFR are interesting. There's actually a special one called the Starburst, where instead of it firing 3-round bursts, it fires 5-round bursts, making it really interesting because the burst, since it's 5 rounds, you'll be able to take someone out even at the farthest range, but the recoil of the weapon will actually go up so high that you actually want to aim at the chest, or say the lower stomach area, kind of towards the groin a bit, and let the recoil bring your shots up, because you most likely will get a headshot in there, and then you're able to take out your enemy really quickly. but I really don't like the Starburst. I really just don't think it's the best attachment. The Suppressor, it would seem like it's a good idea, but it actually lowers the range really badly on the Hemlok, so I really suggest don't using the Suppressor there. And the best thing really is for me extended mag. I mean, you get 2 extra bursts in a magazine, so there's really no trade-off there. And yeah, just HCOG and extended mag is the way I'm gonna go. That's how I use my loadout. I really don't like using the Hemlok as much. It's more of a specialty weapon. I mean, I work better with a G2A4 for some reason, but if you like using the Hemlok, definitely try out this setup. I think you guys will like it. And yeah, that's been this episode of Underdog. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, favorite, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.